Good morning, afternoon, evening, guys. We're back into the random tier list today, talking about Pokemon again. We're talking about rivals. This is a video I thought I did a long time ago, and I did not. And I have a lot to say about this one, guys. We're talking about Pokemon rivals for the different Pokemon generations. These are the main characters that you fight multiple times in a game. They mirror your decisions. Usually, they will pick Pokemon that are either strong or weak against you, and give you, compelling challenges as you play through the game. We're going to go ahead and start in the very first region, Kanto. Now, there's two main rivals for this area. We have Gary, also known as Blue, depending on the game you're playing through. And we also have the rival from Let's Go. I forget his name, but this is what he looks like. Gary is an S tier rival. He is the absolute OG in terms of just rival. He's arrogant. He's a threat to you. It's actually conceivable that he can beat you, but he's not evil. He is a good person, I suppose. I guess it depends which source material you're going off for that, because his depiction in the manga, anime, and different games is quite different at times. But I think overall Gary is an S tier rival, and him being the grandson of the Pokemon professor, I think totally started that out, him being Gary Oak. The rival from the Let's Go games, I honestly don't remember very much. I mean, I do remember them, I recognized him, but I do not remember his name at this time, so that should tell you something. I do remember him being pretty peppy, and not in a bad way. So we might end up moving him up to B tier, but for now I'm going to go ahead and put C tier. We can assume C tier is pretty much dead average here. A and B is above average, S tier is the best, and then D and F are self-explanatory. Going down here into Generation 2, we have Silver. I think Silver is also an S-tier rival, done in a very different way to Gary, where he's actually a criminal. You find out through the story and everything that he's actually the son of Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket. So he has a really compelling reason for going after them and for disliking everything, basically, because of his upbringing and everything. So yeah, S tier, pretty good. Brendan and May, these ones were pretty good in that they actually did give you a challenge. Now, Gary becomes the champion that you then have to fight, and I believe that's the only time in the games that happens. However, Brennan and May are really not a struggle, but a challenge throughout the whole game. You get whatever gender that you don't pick. So if you play as Brendan, you play against May, vice versa. And I'd pretty much probably put them at A tier. They're pretty well rounded out characters. May based as well in the anime with the character of the same name. Brennan with the cool white hat that I definitely thought was hair when I was a kid. I think they're A tier. There's several of these battles in the game that are challenging. At no point are they overwhelmingly annoying, in my opinion. So yeah, I'd go ahead and put them into A tier. Also, noticing, looking through this, I do not see N anywhere. So I guess the maker of this did not consider N a real... well, let's talk about that when we get to Gen 5. Gen 3, continuing, we have Wally. The story of Wally starting out as a sickly boy who is able to overcome his condition or overcome his family's fears or whatever, and go ahead and catch a Ralts and become a real threat. It's compelling, but very rarely does this team ever actually give you trouble. So I do think there's a cool story there, but it's just not as... I don't know. I think he's a B. He's above average rival. He's just not, I don't think, the best of the best. I'd go ahead and put him in B tier. He's definitely better than the Let's Go rival. Barry, I think, is A tier. He's a good rival. He's very, very peppy and hyper. And this really started the trope that all of our rivals are going to be happy and we're going to have fun. And I think Barry actually did that well. And we'll definitely get to some rivals that I don't think did that well. I think we'll put Barry in B tier. I think for him starting that. I guess Brennan and May were also pretty peppy and happy and everything, but Barry's your rival no matter which gender you pick as well, so it allows him to be kind of his own character. Somebody's going to be mad at me no matter what. Let's leave it like that for now. Alright, next up we have Bianca and Cherim. And I don't remember this guy's name, but he's from Black and White too. Out of the three Unova rivals, I actually like this guy the best. His motivations that his sister's Pokemon was kidnapped and everything is compelling. I do think they're good reasonings. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in S tier. Bianca and Sharon I didn't think were bad, but they were just fine to me. They didn't really strike home with me in any way. So yeah, C tier. Going on to Kalos, there's a lot of rivals in Kalos. There's 5. You have the whole squad who try to call you little whatever your name is. There's a lot about X and Y that is not good. Tierno and Trevor are 2 of those things. This girl whose name escapes me is one of those things. She's always just like kind of useless, it feels like. Now I've only played through as a guy, so I'm not sure how how the male character acts, but the female character, I really like how they make a point of saying, oh yeah, her father was a famous Pokemon trainer, so she helps you through a lot, and she's a really driven character in the story. So unlike the other characters in the story, I actually consider her an above average one. And I assume the guy has a similar storyline. Let me know if he doesn't. But yeah, in Pokemon X and Y, I think most of the rivals suck, but the main one here, the most rivalry of them, I guess, is B tier. I didn't like How. I put How in D tier. Just way too peppy, way too... just not a lot of substance there. Just happy-go-lucky friends all the time. Just not really great. Gladion I thought was interesting. Another kind of bad boy character that we haven't had in a bit. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was an above average B tier. I absolutely hate Hop. I cannot stand Hop. He is Galarian How, and yeah, I don't know if it's just the animation on the Switch or whatever, but he annoys me so much more than any other rival does. I can just imagine him in my brain where he like crouches down and is like, yeah, let's go. It's just, I cannot. F tier. Marnie is not bad. I'd say B tier. Overcoming her fears and stuff, and she has a whole, not really evil, but evil team behind her. So B tier. Bede is not great. I did like his story, but I really don't like the character design. Of course, male and female characters can look however you want to make them, but it just was not clear to me for a long time in the story that this was a male character and not a female. And then again, maybe it's just the Pokemon Sword and Shield designs, but there's just some of the animations with Bede that I just really could not stand. So I'm going to have to put Bede into D tier here. And I think this is pretty much how I'd shape this out. I'm trying to think here. Is Barry really better than Wally? Wally has much more of a story, but I just consider Barry to be more of a realistic rival. Wally's kind of like a kid you help along the way. So B tier, we'll go ahead and leave him there. Yeah, I think that'd be my ranking, guys. What do you think? Which of these games have you played? Which of these rivals did you like facing against? Is there another tier list idea that you have? Let me know any comments or suggestions you have down in the comment section. And with all that said, guys, thank you for watching. This has been the guy who makes random tier lists, and I'm signing off.